Say, man, top of the afternoon to you. I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone and tell you thank you for taking the time out to tune in because you know without you good people, I would not have a show. Um, I'm doing this today without the music. Hold on a second. I'm doing this cancel. I'm doing this today without the music. Um, Somebody stole my phone, so I'm waiting on a new phone to come in. But we were supposed to have this conversation yesterday, and I didn't get to it because I was on fire about Sterling Shire. So I missed the opportunity to be able to talk to you guys about the R. Kelly situation. Um, Hold on a second. Where is this? Okay, not now. I needed, I didn't have the time yesterday to have the conversation in regards to R. Kelly. So today we're going to have that conversation. Now, word come down the pike that R. Kelly ends up getting 30 years for the acts that they accused him of. And a lot of people are up in arms about it. A lot of people are happy that R. Kelly got the 30 years. And the thing is it's not okay to wish anything upon anybody. And it's not cool to be out here doing some of the things that this man has been accused of doing. But I want to talk to you just like I did last night. This is going to be a real subject. Parental discretion is advised. So if you got the kids in the room and they ain't used to hearing the type of stuff that I talk about, you may not want them in the room while I'm doing this because I'm not going to pull no punches. I'm not going to hold back and I'm going to say what's on my mind. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to share the video. Share the video. Share the video. Let's get it out there. Push the share button on your video. Now let's get to it. We know that the R. Kelly ended up getting 30 years for the things that he did, that he was accused of. Do I believe that he did it to a degree? I know that it was done. I've been in the music industry for a long, long time. I've been in the music industry during the time that a lot of this stuff was, brought up. These allegations were brought up. And I know a lot of things that has happened in the music industry as it pertains to guys doing the type of things that R. Kelly was accused of. But I got a question for y'all. Why the motherfucking parents ain't in jail? If R. Kelly was such a pedophile, why the hell you bringing your kid to his house? Why you bringing your kid to that studio? You know why you were bringing your children to that studio? Because you were money hungry. You know why you put your child in that environment? Because you were money hungry. And as long as R. Kelly had a bunch of money and he could spoon feed it to you pirates, then you never once complained about anything. But as soon as that money started drying up, as soon he became the worst thing in the world. Now, what I don't want to do, I don't want to sit here tonight and I don't want to piss off Me Too because I don't think Me Too is built to deal with me. But I am going to say some things that is fact. It's fact, not fiction. Ain't no guessing with what I'm finna say. So you got R. Kelly. You gave him a hot 30 years. His enablers, they're free. The parents, or free. The parents were not victims run trail, nowhere near. So when y'all gonna go pick up Jay-Z? Or when they gonna go pick up Jay-Z for sleeping with Foxy Brown and her admitting it? She was 14 years old. I've been in the industry a long time. So you got R. Kelly for 30. When you gonna go get Jay-Z? When you gonna do something with Harvey Weinstein? Powerful African-American men are targets. Powerful African-American men, rich African-American men are targets. They're targets. And a lot of days they make the wrong decisions. When they're in those types of situations, they hurry up and pay people off because they don't want to deal with it. That comes with the life and the game that they are in. I want to know why the parents are not being held to the highest degree. What type of parent knows supposedly the modus operandi, of a person who's been accused of sexual relations with a minor and still would drop their child off at the studio with them or at the house with them and leave them? What type of parents do that? I'd love to know. I'd love to know. And I've been in this industry and I done seen a lot of things, man. I done seen a lot of things, man. Remember one of my friends that I graduated with called me, say, Monroe, my niece wants to do music and I want her to get some insight from you. I want her to get some insight from you. Okay, cool. Tell her come by the house. She came by the house. Nice girl. 18, 19 years old. And I was sitting in my office and she came in. I let her in. She sat down. And I say, stand up. She say, huh? Stand up, ma'am. She stood up. I say, turn around. Just make a complete circle a couple of times. She did that. And I say, go slow. She did it slow. And then when she stopped, I say, you can sit down. She said, why did you make me do that? I had to see if you had enough ass to even think about getting into this industry. Because, baby, they don't believe in female artists. I say, I'm going to tell you straight up that if you're talking about doing rap music as a female artist, they don't sell a lot of records. The numbers say that they don't sell a lot of records. And I say, so you're going to have to be able to do some other things that don't have to do with music. Are you prepared to do that? She say, well, no. I say, well, you're going to have a long, long career trying to make it. I was honest. I'm just flat out honest with the game. And honestly, you guys have to clearly understand that in the music game is realistically, especially from an artist standpoint, and these smaller labels, with these guys running these smaller labels, you're going to have to do some tricks to get on your feet in the music industry if you're female. So when you look at the R. Kelly situation, these people were bringing their children supposedly because R. Kelly was going to help them boost their careers. You really thought you weren't going to have to suck a dick to do that? I told you hide the kids, man. I told you parental discretion is advised. You really thought that you wasn't going to have to put a hump in your back like a Halloween cat? If you did, if you thought that wasn't realistic, then you in the wrong industry. So I'm talking to you parents right now who got these little female rap artists and these little female wannabe R&B singers, and you're going to have to teach them some things, man. You're going to have to show them some stuff, man. Because these guys don't care if your daughter can sing. Ask Christina Milian. They don't care if you can sing. They don't care if you can rap. You're going to have to get down for your crown. So these people were bringing these children around this man who supposedly had a history of this. Sleeping with young girls, accused of marrying Aaliyah when she was underage, accused of getting her pregnant, and you still brought your child around that man. But you know why you were bringing your child around that man. You know it just as well as I do. You know exactly why you were bringing your child around that man. Because that man was paying your bills. That man was giving you money. Let me tell y'all something, man. It's so easy to get caught up in a Fed case. And I'm glad Kendrick Simpson said what he said. He said Griselda Maxwell only got 20 years and she ran a child sex business. He ain't lying. But Kendrick, could they risk the chance of this woman putting out those flight manifests to show those high-powered Democratic and Republican politicians that were going to Jeffrey Epstein's island to screw those young girls? Could they risk the chance of this realistically coming out? So yeah, they blessed her with 20 years, but something tells me that she'll appeal it. And somewhere down the line, that 20 gonna get cut down so low, it's gonna shock people. You parents that were on Surviving R. Kelly, you parents that have accused this man of being an animal and whatever you want to call him, you empowered that behavior. These parents empowered that behavior. So there is no way that you can tell me that you didn't know that R. Kelly was R. Kelly. We in Oklahoma City one night. I ain't even got a record spinning in Oklahoma City. I just was there with my partner and we was making our way around the club. And he said, man, these my homeboys from Houston. And they do music. And after the club, he lived like 2 blocks from the club. We had a line of girls waiting to get into the house where we were staying. A line of girls waiting. Some look older, some look younger. I was always the dude that checked IDs, man. I was always the dude that wasn't finna get caught up in this foolishness, man. I was single for a minute, then I got married, and I didn't get caught up. See, because I can do music and not do personal. I can do music and not get personal. I want to read Dennis Glenn's comment because I know he's got something major to say. He says, I think 30 years is a wake-up call to the industry, which I see as ghetto fabulous. To treat women and young girls this way is sinful and not the way Black men should treat our queens. I saw teachers do this shit like this. Kendrick says, how do you drop your 14-year-old daughter over to his house and not pick her up for 20 days? They knew what was going on. Well, I want to address Dennis's comment. I think 30 years is a wake-up call to the industry, which I see is ghetto fabulous. And if you really think that them niggas ain't out there screwing them little girls right now because R. Kelly got 30 years, you crazy. They still doing it. They still doing it. And the record labels know that they're doing it. But as long as they can continue to sell records, they turn a blind eye to it. It's about treating queens wrong. I get that part. But this is about parents that pimp their own children out to this guy. He was the Pied Piper. The parents pimped their own children. Like, we gonna call a spade, and we need to learn how to treat our black queens. Wasn't it a queen that dropped her kid off to that dude? A queen and a king dropped the princess off to his house. A queen gave her daughter to this man. And everybody was getting money, and nobody had a problem with it. See, this never happens if his money was still being given to these people. I'ma say it, and ain't nobody gonna tell me no different. You from Houston, I'm from Houston. But you don't want to say what you need to say about Jay-Z because you infatuated with Beyonce. Jay-Z was sleeping with Foxy Brown when she was 14 years old. And everybody in the industry knew it. And they know it till this day. They know it. So why ain't nobody doing nothing about that? Because nobody wants to hold people accountable that should be held accountable. The people that enabled this to go on, the people that went got the fake marriage licenses, the people that paid for the hotel rooms, the people that brought those kids up there. Why they not in jail? Because if any one of us would do that, we'd be under the jailhouse. Why are they not in jail? You tell me Big Dog Bear Hankerson didn't know that his niece Aaliyah was sleeping with R. Kelly? Bullshit. He knew the whole time. Shit, if I'm in Houston, they in Chicago, and I knew, I ain't have to see no tape. We all knew. We all knew what was going on. Every last one of us knew. But the truth of the matter is that we don't want to tell the truth about certain people. If he did it, he should be under the jailhouse easily. But also, he should not be there by himself. The worst type of parent is the one that sell their own kids or pimp their own kids in situations like this here. Tell me what the wrong is. Tell me, how do we fix things like this? That industry, really, the music industry is just a bunch of dope dealers trying to clean their money up. So they treat the music game the same way they treated the street game. So if they were out in the streets and they were sleeping with the little girls in the projects and all that, you really think, come on, man, can we have a real conversation? Who in their right goddamn mind gonna sleep with Kodak Black? I said what I said, man. Who in their right mind gonna lay up with Kodak Black? You think Kodak Black ain't sleeping with them little girls? Yeah, they doing it. Doing it and doing it proudly. And trust me, they ain't hiding it. You got to remember, some of these artists come out and they have to perform at teen clubs. So you telling me they not grabbing them young girls in them teen clubs and doing what they doing? I've seen it with my own eyes. But I also have seen situations that look one way and they're totally screwed up. Got a nephew right now doing 30 years. We working on a writ of habeas corpus. Why is he in jail for 30 years? Supposedly for sex trafficking. No, it's not sex trafficking. He had a little girlfriend that was a stripper and he didn't want to mess with her no more. So she lied. She was the one going into the clubs, bringing in them young girls. My nephew never set foot in the club. So if he pimping them, what kind of pimp don't watch his money? They can't even put him inside of a club. Well, it's been almost 5 years now. And you know what's happening now? A writ of habeas corpus is when somebody takes a deal, right? They sign for their time and they take the deal. But now there's new compelling evidence that can prove their innocence. Well, you know what's going on right now? The little girls' consciences are eating them up. They know they sent this boy to jail for no reason. And now they're willing to do affidavits to say that they lied on my nephew. It is so easy to get caught up. It is so easy for the story to be twisted. My good friend Jesse Hunter, Cornbread, if you're on the north side, my man always got something going on. Y'all hook up with him. It is so easy for people to get caught up. Oh, man. And we in Dallas one night. I opened for 8-Ball MJG with my label mates, the X-Mob. When the show was almost over, I met 2 girls. I'm telling you about me. I met 2 girls. I lived in Louisiana. We were in Dallas. So I knew that the liquor store closed at 9. So all I wanted was these 2 girls after the show to take me to the bootleg and get me some weed. I'm telling you the truth. Well, when the show was over, they showed up at the hotel. I don't know how they found out where the hotel was, but they showed up at the hotel. And like clockwork, they took, a couple of us, rode, took them, had a company vehicle. We had a company Suburban, candy coated, and took us to the bootleg. I'm reading comments, y'all. They took me to the bootleg. They took me get my weed. And we came back to the hotel. I'm going up to the room. Well, I'm in the room with one of my label mates. So we end up in the room. It's 4 of us, 4 dudes. The girls want to come up to the room. Cool, come up. I don't care. I'm married. I didn't care. So back then, all I wore was silk boxers. That's it, silk boxers. So man, me and my partner, he in one bed. We had the twin beds in there, the twin queens. He in one bed, I'm in the other bed. We passing the sweet, passing the sweet, passing the sweet. We getting high. One of the girls go in the bathroom with one of our partners. Well, you could hear him screwing in the bathroom because her foot, I guess it was her foot, hitting, the little thing, the little stopper thing be on the bottom of the door. And all you kept hearing was boing, 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 boing. He's knocking her down. Her sister started tripping because she's still sitting in there with us. I'm ready to go. Well, shit, get your sister and go it on. Man, I'm getting high. Get your sister and go it on. Sister come out the toilet, fixing herself up. Shit, they've been in there doing their thing. They leave. I'm telling you what happened. 5 minutes after they left. Who is it? The Dallas Police Department. What? Room smoke. We blowing big. We blowing big, man. Tell my partner, man, take the weed, man, go flush it down the toilet. Well, instead of him sticking the whole bag in the toilet, he pours it in the toilet. So when he flushed the toilet, it left, the weed residue around where the water wasn't. So he's stuck in the toilet, can't come out because he got to get this shit out the toilet. I open the door. It's about 5 police officers at the door. I say, man, can I help you? They say, a lady just say she was sexually assaulted in this room. I say, in this room? He like, yeah. He say, can you step out? So I stepped out. He say, in this room. So I'm high as Cooter Brown. I'm high as Cooter Brown, man. I say, do I look like I'm in the condition to sexually assault somebody? The black cop laughed. He say, hell no, now go sit your ass on the bed. I went sit on the bed. Slicing one bed. I'm sitting on the other bed. My 2 partners, one is in there. The other one's still stuck in the toilet trying to get the weed from around the toilet. So they say, is anybody else in this room? And we say, well, one of our friends, he in the bathroom. He using the bathroom. So they tried to get in the bathroom and he wouldn't let them because he couldn't get the weed from around the rim of the toilet. And he wouldn't let them in the toilet. So they fighting for about 5 minutes trying to get up in there and he wouldn't let them in. So when they finally got in there, they say, oh, this is the one that they described. Described? The bitches went downstairs and called them people and lied on that boy. I'm married, man. So get what? That man stayed locked up in Dallas County for 3 months till they figured out these girls were not going to come to court. Now, he didn't put her up on. So, yes, you could say that she was sexually penetrated. Her hair was all over her head because they was in there going at it. Remember? Boing, 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 boing. This man stayed in jail on rape charges for 3 months. We got home. My wife, they knew because we talked. She say, it's no way in hell you'd have been able to call me and tell me that you was locked up in Dallas on a rape charge. I say, you ain't have to worry about it because I was too high to rape myself. I couldn't even work myself. I was so high. But that is a prime example of how people will lie on you. They will lie on you and you will be jammed up behind some shit that you don't even know what the hell went on. So my thing is, do I believe that R. Kelly slept with some of these girls? Yes, sir. I know he did. But do I believe that he manipulated them the way that they put it? Fuck no. The parents served them up on a platter. The parents served their children up on a platter. And I'm going to be honest with you. The mama that did it, that had the husband, Azriel Clary parents, the mama would have took the dick. She was so money hungry. Don't get it twisted. She'd have did whatever she needed to do to get that money. She'd have did whatever she needed to do to get that money. I mean, Tanisha Scott Johnson say, I don't think no one lied on him, but there are other people that need to be held accountable as well. You damn right they do. And that's my whole argument today. I'm not saying that he did not do it. And I'm also letting you know, for those that want to be out there, I'd be damned if I stopped listening to his music. But the enablers, the managers, you see what I'm saying? The people that dealt with the equipment that was serving these children up, why are they not in jail? The one that went got the fake marriage license. Why he not in jail? Why are the parents not in jail? Hold on, I'm trying to read some of these comments. We got a lot of comments tonight. So why are the parents not in jail? Because you went in there with that sob story, the way they did my nephew. Went in there, and this is how they got my nephew caught up. The mama knew a federal agent. Knowing damn well that boy wasn't pimping nobody. Gave this man 30 years. But the system is not fair. And the only way that you're not going to be able to say that you dealt with that unfair system is just not deal with it. You see what I'm saying? You just can't deal with it because you got one woman that was running a whole sex trafficking ring of underage girls. Rochelle Maxwell. She got less time than R. Kelly. But here's a question I have for you. Why does it seem like every time an entertainer wants something lately, they end up getting jammed? When Bill Cosby wanted to buy NBC, he got jammed. When Prince wanted his masters, he ended up dead. When Michael Jackson would not sell back the Beatles catalog, he ended up dead. Nick Cannon said something, then all of a sudden Nick Cannon jammed up. Y'all don't see the pattern? Y'all don't see a pattern? But this ain't, say man, how in the hell you gonna come back on Bill Cosby 30 years later, and I'm gonna say it, with an ugly motherfucker, talking about he gave me Quaaludes. Bitch, you was on the dope. You were taking them Quaaludes and them pills, and you knew that. These was grown-ass women with Bill Cosby. And you get it. Just like they did him the other day. Found him guilty in a civil trial. $500,000. Hold on, Erica. I'm going now. Chapman, I'm going now. So you get Bill Cosby for being at the Playboy Mansion doing something, but you don't get the motherfucker who let the kids into the Playboy Mansion, who owned the building. Hugh Hefner. Come on, bruh. You can't be that stupid. You can't be that stupid. R. Kelly has not done anything any differently than a multitude of entertainers have been doing and they're continuing to do. He's not done anything any different. My question is, where's the consistency? Where is the consistency to go after all of these people? So I want to talk about that, Kenneth. Kenneth R. Jones Sr. said that Bill the pharmacist Cosby got what he deserved. Bill Cosby ain't did nothing no goddamn different than he nigga doing right now when they smoking weed with them hoes in the club. They were popping Quaaludes back then. Now they smoking that gas. You really think these young girls being Carols ain't on that gas? People like to screw people when they are out of their brain. Some people feel that's easier to do. And I agree with Erica Chapman. What about Elvis? What about Jerry Lee Lewis? You see, and a lot of people don't even realize why you didn't go after them women that was fucking Frankie Lyman. Frankie Lyman, if y'all didn't know, Frankie Lyman wasn't grown. Frankie Lyman was 14 years old. Talk to me. And I totally agree with Freddie Salazar. He said Cosby was dealing with grown women. Kids are different. And I agree. But if you're going to get people for doing this to children, you don't just get one of them, you get them all. Frankie Lyman was 14 years old. Sleeping with Zola Taylor? At 14 years old. When Elvis was alive, they didn't do shit to Elvis. And they knew. But yet, you went after Chuck Berry. You locked him up on some bullshit. Let me read what Dennis says. Y'all, hold on. I'm going to put it up. It may cover up my face to a degree. Well, it didn't all the way. Dennis says, I know a teacher a girl lied on. He got 5 years, and she went off the PV, and she told her new boyfriend what she did and why she did it. The young man was a good guy. He recorded her and turned it into his parents, and the bro was set free after 2 years in the system. I know people will lie. Robert Kelly was a grown-ass man, but he knew what he was doing. Not only should he be in jail, but those who enabled him should be too. The parents, So Dollar, and if you look at the parents back, whatever you're trying to say. And I agree with you. And I'm going to look you in your eye, Dennis Glenn. You know some niggas right now that you cool with that was sleeping with young girls. Why don't you turn them in? I'm waiting. Now watch, if you're a real mama, how come you going to tell the truth? I've been knowing you since I was 12, 13 years old. You know some grown-ass nigga right now that we both know that was sleeping with young girls. You gonna turn them in? See, we can't make the rules for certain people and then throw the book at them. We need to go after all of them. We need to go after all of them. And just like, it's coaches that have done it back in the day. I walked in on some coaches knocking down some girls. You got people sitting here watching me right now. Know some people that did it. When y'all gonna turn them in? Y'all got some R. Kellys living in your houses. Y'all got some R. Kellys living in your families. So when we gonna be consistent? Y'all got pastors right now that stand in front of cameras on a daily and straight up pedophiles in Houston right now. You got your favorite Congress people, state senators that rock with these people and got this shit on their back right now. Why y'all ain't fighting to turn them in? Why we not fighting to just clean it all up? You got pastors right now that have done things and not let me get this straight for you so that you can understand me. I didn't say priest. I said pastors and bishops, whatever these Negroes calling themselves, that your favorite politicians rock with right now. Some of them that beat the hell out their wives. Some of them that slept with little boys. And some of them that slept with little girls. But yet you at the press conferences, well, let's do it a different way. Or you at Sterlingshire and you rocking with them. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. If you're going to come down on R. Kelly, I give you that. But if you hanging with that nigga that done slept with them little girls, that you can pull this record up in the Harris County database right now, I ain't got no respect for you. I ain't got no respect for you. So guess what? It's okay as long as it ain't somebody that you know. See, a lot of people running their mouth, they've never met R. Kelly a day in their life. So it's easy to condemn him. But what about them people you do know? What about those people that you do know that are doing this? When you gonna say something? Since you care about the young queens and the young kings so much, when are you gonna step out of your comfort zone and call a spade a spade? I'm tired of holding back me. I don't say very much. People know how I feel. So let's go on and step on some toes tonight. How many press conferences has Pastor E.A. Decker been to? Have you checked his criminal background? This is a pastor that's always in press conferences with Bishop James Dixon. This is a pastor that's always in the midst of whatever the mayor has going on. He has him on several different committees and, different things. Have you checked his background? We're going to call it out. God damn it, we're going to call it all out. If we're going to call it out, we're going to call it all out. Have you checked his background? Can you tell me why anybody would stand next to this man with the allegations that is on his record? He is a registered sex offender for the rest of his life. And Sheila Jackson Lee has him at every single press conference. So here's my thing. Does she know? Yes, she know. Yes, she know. She know. The mayor knows. City council members know. They all know. But see, they can use him to do the things that they want to do. They can say, if I'm wrong, I'll shut the war zone down. Eddie Decker, pull him up, Harris County database, tell me what's on his background. A registered sex offender. But yet, it is what it is. So guess what? There's a little R. Kelly running around every single city. You know the R. Kellys, you know your neighbors, you know how they is. No, I ain't gonna start nothing. And if they want some, Serenity Crump, she say you about to start some shit. If they want some, tell them bring some. I'm calling it out. I'm calling it out, man. Everybody on the north know what it is, man. But there used to be rules when it came to stuff like that. You used to not be able to survive going to jail if you did something like that to a child. But nowadays, they can just do it. Get out and walk around and start a church. And I guess God forgave them. But these same people will disrespect R. Kelly to the fullest. The same public officials will do it. And since we calling it out, hey, I got a brand new dance called to Tighten Up, man. I got a light one for this one. But I ain't gonna say no names. Mr. Public Official, prominent African-American public officials, some in office, some are no longer in office. There is somebody that's a public figure. They're grown now. And I guarantee you from Houston, you know them. Would y'all like to tell the people how y'all were passing this young girl around as a minor? And all you grown-ass men were sleeping with her? Y'all don't want to play with me, bro. See, me, I go get information. I go find what I need. Let me say this again. There are current public officials. Some are in office. Some are no longer in office that were passing around somebody, a young girl, as a minor amongst the public officials in Houston. Any one of you public officials want to bring that smoke? I'll out your ass in a heartbeat. And the only reason why I won't do it, because she told me you could talk about it, just don't say my name and don't say nothing. She's in fear of her life, and this is what they have been doing. So is R. Kelly the worst person walking around Houston? I mean, is R. Kelly the worst person walking around? Now you got some in politics right now in Houston that are far worse than R. Kelly. Yeah, they run their little sex slave ring amongst the politicians. I said it. What you Negroes gonna do about it? Yeah. See, that's why I'm telling you. Don't throw stones at glass houses. None of these people should get on TV or anything and say nothing about R. Kelly, especially these motherfuckers down here in Houston. Because y'all were worse than him. Oh, yeah, some of the ones y'all around here kissing their ass right now. Yeah, they was messing over young black girls while they were minors. Passing them around. Kenneth R. Jones, let me put it up for you. My man say, I just checked Eddie D. It's true. I don't have to lie. And I'm not saying Kenneth called me a lie, but I'm just letting y'all know if I'm saying it, then I already seen the evidence. These motherfuckers is parasites. So if Kenneth R. Jones just pulled up this man's criminal background in the Harris County database, why is Sheila Jackson Lee evidence that he did it? And you speak so highly, you speak so prominent of protecting black women. Why are you doing press conferences with a guy that in all actuality is a registered sex offender for the rest of his life? Let me see something. Why is a congresswoman in the company of somebody that has been, well, let's put it a different way. I don't want to say that he was convicted, but I'd be damned if I take a deal on that. I'm not signing for nothing on that. And I know I didn't do it. Who takes a deal on that? Who takes a deal on that? And I'm not throwing him under the bus like that. I'm just showing you that the people that are around us, you never really know who they really are. You never really know who they really are. Travis, I'm a dangerous man. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm turning up the juice on this goddamn war zone. I'm turning up the juice from here on out on this war zone. Can you acknowledge there are some irresponsible parents and fast-ass youngins running around? Yeah, I would agree with you, Reverend. But when you bring your daughter to the deck as a minor, who should be held responsible? You brought your child to that environment. You brought your child to that environment. And Rontrell says maybe it was one of those cases that he was 18 and the girl was 17. Nope. Nowhere near 17. Sorry. We keep looking for an out for some of these people. Nope. Nowhere near 17. So here's my thing. Robert Kelly will fight for his life. He'll go through the appeal process. No doubt about it. If he did it, that's something that he'll have to deal with God on. But my thing, okay, you got R. Kelly off the streets. Can we get the rest of them? Can we get the rest of them? Because y'all know where they reside. They reside where the money resides. They reside where the money resides. I want to thank you guys for always supporting me. And I know some nights I go hard in the paint, baby. But I go hard in the paint for a reason. Because the truth is what it is. Randall Bevins says they want to ban R. Kelly's music, but an Elvis Presley movie coming out. Exactly. It is the job of the enemy to destroy those of us that sit in high places and they feel that they cannot control. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for allowing me to express my views. Because honestly, I have a lot on my chest. And some days I just need to get it off. I wanted to talk about this yesterday, but we didn't get to it. We didn't get to it. But tonight I think we hit the nail on the goddamn head. We hit the nail on the head. So I'll leave you with this. For all of those that are out there that are thinking, oh, these little girls are being raped. Your sons are too. Your sons are too. And these grown women are sleeping with your children. And a lot of you parents already know it. So therefore, you're no better than the parents that delivered their children to Robert Kelly. Until tomorrow, I'll holler at you later.